music. Oh, I accidentally muted it. That explains. I was like, where is it? I'm pressing the buttons. I was like, yeah, music. Nothing. It's here now. Mystery has been solved. What is this? Why does this pop up? We don't need that. Okay, ghost chat. La 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 la. Still good music. Okay. There we go. Now everything's working. It's always a question, especially with the laptop. Like, is it gonna work today? Answer is thankfully yes. Hey guys, hello, hello, good evening. Sienna, Brian, Hirondale, Darcy, Sienna, Emma, Oak, and Vida, Nathan, Paper Tired, Yordi, and Luxie. Hello, hello, Elena. And water. Oh my gosh, Oak, you're on 105 stream streak right now. Jesus Christ. Also, I streamed like 105 times since when? When did they start this? I don't remember. And Moonstar, Lily, Heidi, hello. Hi Lucas, how are you? And we have a little Warb. Hi Warb, welcome to the chat. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Chloe, Ida, and I think Maple Mischief, I think, hey Mout! Hi. I think I've had most people. Yes. Hello, I'm Ethan. Hello Ethan, how are you? Yes. Alright. Hello. Good evening. It's a bit later than I would have hoped to stream. But I figured we should just do a chill stream where we do like a Q&A or something. Just chatting stream, you know? Just hanging out. I should do that instead of like late night chat. Late night Q&A. There we go, that's better. Late night Q&A. Ask me your questions. Why did I yell it like that? I mean, when I was typing it, it sounded like nicer. Go away, I need to... Okay, so there's a pop-up that says who just resubscribed. But then there's another pop-up over the pop-up, so I can't read the... There we go. Hi, Ari. Welcome back to the sub squad. Oh my gosh, half a year? Thank you so much for your amazing support for 6 months, which is half a freaking year. Appreciation to you. And we have Amalia, so welcome back to you as well. Thank you so much for spending your prime here. I greatly appreciate it. For 21 months as well. 21 pop-up. Appreciation to you too. Welcome back to the sub squad, guys. And again, thank you for your support. You wanted to go to sleep now and then I streamed? Oh no, Lucas, I am so sorry. Well, if you have any burning questions, you can ask them and then you can go to bed after. You're not missing any cool games tonight because we're gonna hang out, which potentially is gonna be more fun than playing a game because I love gaming, but then I can't talk to you guys. The Wandering Crow, hello, hello. And Ezra, how are you doing? Yordi, why is it always talk streams when I gotta sleep? I'm so why is everyone going to sleep? It's 9:45. To be fair, it's a weekday. But damn. The mini fan is keeping you alive? Oh my gosh, yes, Sienna. I'm glad to hear that. Dusk, it's almost your birthday. Yes, it is, Hirondale. It's almost my birthday. My birthday is the 16th, which is in 3 days. So on Thursday, it is my birthday. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to live stream. Oh yeah, we're gonna be at the very least from 12 p.m. Yes, 12. So from noon until 8 p.m. we're gonna be live because I booked a front page slot. We're gonna be on the front page of Twitch. So there's gonna be a lot of people. But don't worry, usually there's only a small uptick in people that are actively chatting. So it's not, even if there's gonna be like a couple thousand people watching, there's not gonna be a couple thousand people chatting. Don't worry about it. Because I know that front page streams always sound kind of scary sometimes and very intimidating, but it's really chill. But yeah, I'm gonna have a front page stream. It's been a while since I did though, so I was like, why not? Why not request one? Because you can request through the like partner Discord thing. And then you have to tell them what you're doing. So I put like, it's my birthday. We're gonna do fun games with people. We're gonna do all these things. And then they accept it, so yay. Are we gonna do fun games when you're on the front page? Oh, 100%. We're at the very least gonna be playing things like marbles, because it's 8 hours. So it's gonna be at least an 8-hour stream, and I'm probably, if it's already 8, I might as well just keep streaming for a bit longer. So I'm probably gonna be streaming more than 8 hours. Because it's my birthday and it would be fun. Hey Bard, hello, hello. What up everybody, how is everyone doing today? Great, yes, marbles. Potentially, now we probably won't do bingo because people have to download the app and I don't want to exclude people that are just watching from the front page, but you know. Why 8 hours? Like, as in that's a lot or that's not enough? Because now Twitch does this thing where you can request a front page slot, and they have slots that are basically 8 hours each. So you can request like, can I do from this to this time? And then you'll have, I had a slot from 12, so noon, 12 p.m. till 8 p.m. And yeah, you can pick different slots. It's gonna be fun. You're having hot chocolate and you added too much sugar? There's only one solution there. Nana, you need to get a second glass of hot chocolate, and then you gotta mix them, you know? You gotta mix them so the sugar is equally distributed over both. Add a little bit of extra sugar maybe, because you don't want too little sugar. And then you have to drink 2 cups of hot chocolate. I'm so sorry, Nana. That's just how it is. Hello, Michael. How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. So, yes, we can do a little Q&A. And Cherry, hello, Cherry. Welcome to chat. I hope you're also having a wonderful evening. I turned my air conditioning back on because it's warm. It's hot as balls, as some would say. It's like, I think it was almost 30 degrees today. So not the worst, but still not great. And fun fact, Thursday, which is my birthday, it's gonna be 34, I think. And the day after, it's only gonna be 27. So it's like heat up until the day of my birthday. And then the day after, it's gonna be fine. So I'm like, oh, the day that I have to spend the entire day freaking streaming is the warmest? Rude. But you know. Ooh, any ideas of what you could embroider on your bag or skirt? I am personally a very big fan of bees. But also, you can make your own paper SMP merch. Ah. I've seen some people do that. That looked really cool. I have a really cool official paper SMP tote bag. Like the nice one. Aw, thanks guys. I didn't know what to do with my hair today because I had it on a ponytail yesterday. And then I had today as well. My hair was just up in a ponytail. But surprisingly, there's no, like, you know, it's kind of there. You can see the line, the dent that the elastics make. But it was fine. I was like, okay. So I kind of just re-wet the bangs and then dried them again. And yeah, I'm learning how to take care of bangs. It's amazing. Because I was gonna wash my hair. But then I was a bit lazy and I was like, I can do it tomorrow. I don't need to wash my hair. Washed hair is overrated. It looks fine. Because also, if you don't have to wash your hair, don't. Because it's only gonna get greasier faster, you know? I think it's been like 3 days now. And it's like not greasy at all. The only issue is that it starts to sag. Like when you wash your hair, it's like nice, has the volume. And then after a couple days, it's kind of sad version of your hair. But, you know. I used to be able, when I was younger, I used to be able to wash my hair once a week. And it would not get greasy. And it was already just not looking great in terms of curls. It was very straight. It was wavy at best. It did not look like it curled. But also it was like waist length. It was so long. It was, I kid you not, it was like this long. And there was just no layering going on. Because back then, we didn't do layers. So it was like that long. Just like that. It was not curling. So it laid flat on my head. I had no volume going on. And so yeah, I didn't really need to wash it for it to look fluffy, because it never did. And then it just didn't get greasy, which was nice. Now I wash it more often, so I can't get away with washing it once a week anymore. I would if I could. Oh my god. Especially now it's longer again. It's such a hassle to wash it, and then you have to dry it, and it takes like an hour. Nenya V, stop it. Thank you. Yeah. Ooh, cosplays? You're working on a new cosplay, not actively right now? That's still really exciting. What is it? I agree with Rocky's question. It's a winter one, and it's long. Oh my god, it's gonna be shit to have to like try it on for fitting right now because it's so warm. But that's so cool. What are you gonna do? Beautiful princess? Something else? Perhaps for once we switch to the villain side. That would also be fun. Chloe on a 5 stream streak. And our nerdy train gamer, hey on that 3 stream streak as well. That's good. Ah, the drag angel outfit from Hasbin Hotel. That's gonna be an interesting one. A wig and detachable skirt. Ooh. There's so much like creative effort and talent that goes into these things, and I love it so much. Anna, welcome back to the Sub Squad, my love, for your 29th freaking month in a row. Biggest pop of appreciation to you as well, Anna. Welcome back to the Sub Squad. 137 out of 150. We're 13 away, guys. Ooh, I'm trying to figure out what the best thing would be, because I don't want to do it during the birthday stream, I don't think. Because I kind of, I don't know. I don't know when to read it. Because we do want to give people some time to like plan around it. Not like, oh, by the way, I'm doing it now. You know, everyone's going to miss it. But, like, do I push it past? No, I want to do it before. I should practice reading a couple more times again. Because I practiced it. And now I don't stutter over the words, because there's some sentences that have a slight run-on, but also a specific inflection that I want to put into it to make it juicier, you know? But I changed them. They were different before, and then I rewrote some things. And sometimes I remember the original sentence structure and not the rewritten one. And then the inflections is kind of are all over the place. So I need to read through it a couple more times. Because I did. And I got significantly better at reading through the thing. Because there's like some fancy names and some other things that it's yeah. I'm really, really excited. And I want to do some like promo for it. But potentially in Character Deska. Character Deska is gonna have bangs now. That begs the question. Do they have like a dedicated barber? Who cuts these people's hairs? Did they just all do it themselves? That would have explained why Deska's hair is just so long. Because she's like, she can't bother with that. She's like, I guess. That would be funny. Because I was thinking about that. Like, how much of me is... Like, how much of Character Deska is also just me? And a lot of it is the same. That just makes it easier to do the roleplay when we play Minecraft. But also, for example, I was doing my hair yesterday and I had it up in a ponytail, and I was like, Character Deska would definitely wear her hair in a ponytail, especially when working on something. Like, get it out of her face, like get it out of the way. But then I added a bow, and Character Deska would not add a bow. She would add bows to things she made. She would cutify the things she made, but she would not cutify her hair. She would not put a bow in her hair, I think. And I mean, to be fair, neither have I for years, because I don't know. Wasn't very good at it either. But if I make something, I'm like, oh, it's a robot, he's so cute. You have a little bow, you know? She would do that, I think. Good have Frost, 45 stream streak, oh my gosh. Well, welcome to your 45th stream in a row, that's amazing. Thank you all for your support and for just being here, you guys are amazing. And special shout outs to all the lurkers that are here right now, because you guys are, like I've said it so many times, all the lurkers, you guys are the backbones of Twitch. And don't ever feel pressured to chat, don't ever feel pressured to show up with a story or something. You guys just being here is appreciated. And yes. Hi lurkers. Lurkers, you don't have to say hi back. But we will say hi to you. You love being here even though you're mostly lurking? Well, I'd love to hear that. But I know a lot of people just have Twitch open while they're working on things. And I never used to do that because if I'm actually working on something, I cannot have someone yapping in my ear. I cannot focus. If I'm working on a project and someone is talking, I can't do both. Either I have to tune them out, or I have to work and then I can work on the thing, or I listen and I can't work anymore. And that's just shit. So I either have music that I know the words to, or music with no lyrics at all. Can't have it in between. But if I have to do the laundry, for example, you know, if you have to fold your laundry, it's like, oh, I guess. Or you're cleaning something, I don't know. Then I do sometimes turn on like things with background music. Or Twitch streams. Very nice. Okay, you just woke up and you saw that was live. Great timing in that case. Hello, I'm Ethan. Hello, Ethan. I feel like I have to say that because if I just say hi, Ethan, everyone's gonna be like, Ethan? Like, no, wrong Ethan. Still very excited to see you here, but you were lurking and you wanted to say hi back. Aw, that's sweet. Thank you for coming out of lurk for that. We appreciate it. Yes. It would make sense if such a big town would have a barber. Yeah, right? The SMP, like, somewhere between Grimway, Gardale, and Coalhaven, it's probably gonna be Gardale. Somewhere in there should be someone who is at least a little bit skilled as a barber. I Love Stars 85 stream streak. Oh my gosh. Well, that's another 450 channel points. Did I call them Orbidoodles? What are they? Channel points. I can't... Hello? Why can I not see? It doesn't tell. I think we called them Orbidoodles, but they might be something else too. I don't know. I forgot. That's a shout out to Phasmophobia. Yeah, but I think it would be fun if today we do like a Q&A type of thing, right? How should we do that? Should I put like a thing on Instagram with like, oh, you can ask your questions and then like on the story and then I can answer them on stream? If I do that, I should probably do that earlier and then do the stream later that day maybe. Headcanon character Andy is good at hair because they are good with like wood carving. That is a very different thing, but I do like where your thoughts went. Hair is tricky. And also there's so many different kinds of hair. Like, oi. I actually trimmed my own bangs, kind of. Because they were like the same length and I didn't like that. They were like in my eyes and then just straight across. Because this is also, you know, there's hair here. And then it's just straight down to, this is the next layer. But there, so I kind of went in and I made it like, instead of wop. But yeah. This side was easier than that side. Because, yeah, I'm right-handed. How do you, like... I struggled with that side. But, should we do, like, an Instagram story where you guys can put your questions? And then it can also be, what's it called? Anonymous, if you want. Or do we just throw it in? I think it's too much effort. You can just, if you have any questions, throw them in the Twitch chat, I guess. Do you put any products in your hair? That's a great question to start it off. Yesn't. I have a little bit of, what's it called? What is it called? Like beach texturizing spray, but it kind of resembles a sea salt spray. I have a little bit in it. I don't know if it did anything. I don't feel like it really changed anything. But also it's a wet spray and I don't like those. I want to get like a wax spray. Other than that, I don't really... Sometimes a bit of oil if it starts to fizz up too much. It's a little bit of oil to... But other than that, I don't put products in my hair. It's just, yeah. I use a diffuser though when I dry it. If you diffuse it rather than dry it with a hairdryer, or if you like let it air dry, it has more volume with the diffuser. Other than that, I don't really see too many differences. 3 stream streak for Freya as well. Hey Freya. How tall am I? Ooh, how tall do you think I am? Jessica Lucy. How tall do you think I am? Do I give tall vibes or do I give small vibes? You don't have Instagram? You're missing so much. Well, not for me. I don't do that much on Instagram. Oh my gosh, Oak. Also, hi Minnie. I was like, do you think I'm tall? Do I give tall vibes or do I give small vibes? And then Oak says Minnie, and I'm like, what do you mean, Oak? Oh wait, you said hi to Minnie. All right, okay, fair. I thought you were calling me Minnie. It's like, hey now, excuse you. So I have a 5'7", 5'6". Ace is actually correct. I am 5'6", like 180. 80. Wait, hold on. Because I always measured at 186, but I think maybe I'm actually... No, 186. Jesus, I thought of... See? It's going wrong because I'm turning them around. It's in Dutch and in English, you say the numbers differently. I'm 168, but maybe I am 167. Right? Oh my god, now I don't know anymore. I'm literally just, like, my brain is just confusing itself right now. Yeah, 168. Or potentially 167. But in Dutch, that would be 1, 8, and 60. So that's why I said 8 first. And I was like, wait, hold on, you can't do that in English. Now people are gonna think I'm super tall. I am, yeah. That's cause so Minnie. Oh my gosh, Minnie, we're twinning. If you could have any animal as a pet, like a wild animal, what would it be? Probably a fox. Potentially a fennec fox, because they are so cute. I don't know, I haven't really thought about like what would be most convenient and what would be inconvenient. I just really like foxes or wolves. We're the same height? You always thought that you were taller? Well, were you wearing heels perchance? Also, I think at least once when I was in character Deska, I was wearing the massive heels. So, yeah, if you saw that, you're like, okay, so we need to take some of the height off. And maybe people thought they were taking too much height off. So, you know. But yeah, I am 1 meter and 68 centimeter. Or 67. I need to recheck. Because all my life, like all my official identity documents say, like government official documents say 168. And then we remeasured and I was like, wait, am I 167? Has my whole life been a lie? But yeah, that is 5'6". I don't know how like the imperial system works. I just know that my height is 5'6". You're always wearing 12 centimeter tall heels in cosplays. Yeah, that explains a lot, honestly. If I always wear heels, I will always feel like I'm taller than people. Oh my god, one time I had these heels. I'm gonna show you the heels. Hold on. I've shown them a couple times already, but like not to everyone who's here now. So I will show you the heels because I know exactly where they are. I love me a good heel. I adore a good heel. Unfortunately, the heels that I love most, like the platform heel boots, I can't wear them now because it's too warm and it will fry your feet, so it's not good. I bought these. Look at how cool these are. Yo. These are so hot. Very, very high on a platform. Platform boots are so easy to walk in. This heel is slightly smaller, so it's a bit trickier to walk in. Also, they're not the greatest quality, so I need to get the sole replaced, honestly, because it's already... Yeah, it's not good to walk in. But I think if I replace the sole, I should be able to walk in it better. Or, like, get it replaced. No way I'm doing that by myself. These are so cool. They're taller than my head, almost. I love them so much. The first time I actually wore them, because I've worn them to like the supermarket and shit if I wanted to, because you can't just take these and put them on and go to a party. You need to bring them in, because so I would go to the supermarket, you know, like 15 minutes to like spend a couple rounds in the supermarket, 15 minutes back. And then I wore them to, actually Ethan was there because it was Dutch Comic Con. I wore them to Comic-Con, to like basically the after party thing, and I felt like such a clown because I was wearing these, and I am relatively tall, like especially like for Dutch people, I'm about the average height for like Dutch people, and I don't mean that in a if you're not like originally like your line doesn't come from the Netherlands, you're not Dutch. I mean that is in a like the people that have lived in the Netherlands for generations are on average the tallest people in the world. These days there's a way bigger mix between like different ethnicities and such, so the average height in the Netherlands has also gone down. So for like quote unquote Dutch people, like people with like Dutch heresy? That's not the right word. Yeah, you know what I mean. I am about average height for a Dutch woman. The thing is, there's a lot of people these days that are not like of Dutch heritage. There we go. Thank you, Fox. Exactly. I was gonna say heresy. I was like, that's not the right word. I would also be found guilty of heresy, probably. But I was talking about heritage. So there's people with like a lot of mixed ethnicities and mixed heritages, right? So they don't have the like Dutch genes that make you tall. So even though for like Dutch people I am average height, there's a lot of people there that I am way taller than those people. I am in general, especially if I go abroad, like with the group from the UK as well, I am one of the taller ones. And then I wore these. So I was very tall. But we were at a party. So for the entire night, I was, okay, this is the visual, right? I'm like standing in my heels. I was like talking to people, but they're so small. So I'm like, the entire night, I'm like, huh? What are you saying? Because it's so loud. And the entire night, I was bending down to people's like ear level, I don't know, so I could actually hear them speak. And I felt like such an idiot. It's like, why do I wear these shoes just to like, I'm like, I'm gonna be taller today. And how tall are you though? I am 1.68 meters, which is 5'6". So yeah, but these are these are they? I think the platform is taller, but not the heel. These are also some of my favorites. These are my character Deska shoes. I just thought they were really hot. I needed an excuse to wear them. They are surprisingly easy to walk in, and they're actually good quality in terms of the sole and stuff as well. Like it's not really, you can see where it's slightly wearing down, but I've had them for a couple years now. But they're really good quality, even though they're from like Shein or something. They were relatively cheap. I've walked quite a mile in these shoes. No, that's the thing. I put these on and I just walked for half an hour. I can run in these. It's so easy because you have... Okay, first off, the platform. Like, honestly, the heel is only, like, this high. Right? It's not this tall. It's only this tall because there's a platform right there. And then on top of that, it's a very big, sturdy heel. So if you want to walk in heels and you cannot walk in heels, try a big, sturdy one and potentially even try a platform. Don't do this in summer. Your feet will get boiled. It's not nice, but I promise. Now I need to know if these are like... Oh, these are actually taller. See that? These are actually slightly taller. And they're more comfortable, I promise. Wait, hold on. Now I have to get the rest. I never had a lot of shoes until I started cosplaying. And now I just got obsessed with like the kind of platform boots. These are at the end of their life cycle. I got these for my Kiana cosplay, but as you can see, there's like a lot of like you can't see that well. Yeah, right here. I need to, because some of it is just dirty, like it's like something black rubbed against it and it's on the white, and parts of it like right here is generally just damage. Like this is, I can't have these for much longer. I need to get new ones, but I love them so much. But like if you want to wear heels, you want to walk in heels, get these, because they're so easy. You know, it's not that tall. It's a very big, sturdy heel. This is perfect. I promise you, I can wear these the entire day. So much and so nice. These are perhaps my favorite. These are also... I like the color green. I think this is a really cool style. And again, these are also from like Shein, because you won't find this in a regular store. You're gonna have to find it online. If you have the good ones, they're super expensive. I don't have that kind of budget. These were like 30, 35 euros probably. I think on Shein or something. So yeah, this does... The sole is like... yeah. How do you say that? It wears down on these parts? Maybe if you see it like this. Yeah, it's not a straight line, right? Like, because I put my weight there, slightly more than there, so it just wears down. So yeah, this sole is really good. This sole, not so much. Which is interesting. It's definitely a different material. But these are freaking amazing, and I love them so much. And then I have some that are slightly more, like, for normal, because this doesn't look as intimidating, even though this is also a very high heel. This doesn't really have a platform, but these are also relatively easy to walk in. It's not I don't have the thin heels, you know? I have like the nicer, sturdier heels. But again, this is also not the best quality for the sole. But yeah, you won't find these kind of shoes in just a random store, unfortunately. But they're very nice. Other than the sole, it's really high quality. So yeah, those is my shoe collection. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have like the more classic heels and stuff as well. But yeah, most of the shoes I got were for cosplays. Before that, I had like one pair of sneakers and that's it. And now look at me. I have a shoe collection. I'm blaming cosplay. 10 out of 10 shoe collection, I know. I have Spark. Oh my gosh. I think I know where they are. Wait. I'm gonna have to see. Oh, yep. Oh, wait, hold on. I have so many cool ones. I'm gonna show you guys. Okay. And I am fairly certain that over here, yes. I have so many heels. Oh my god. Alright. I have like a normal pair of like normal smaller heels. And then I have these. These are like my normal quote unquote heels. I love these so much. They're so cool. Like a little strap. These are like my heels for if I have normal things that I need to be a bit fancy about. And then I have like about this height, also just black heels. Those are my like normal shoes, normal heels. Then remember, I'm a cosplayer. Oh wait, no, these technically they're not mine. These are my sister's, but they didn't fit her anymore. If I put these on, this is size 7.5. I don't know what that is in like European. But if I put these on, it looks like I have the tiniest little feet. It's so weird, and I don't like it. But like, yeah, like a wedge heel and kind of a sneaker. They're cute. But because of the way they're shaped, it looks like you have like really teeny tiny feet. It throws me off. Because it's a sneaker. It's not supposed to feel like a heel. And then you just look in the mirror. It's like, where are my feet? So I don't know if I love them, but I do really like the design. Yeah, these are good quality shoes. And then I have another pair of black heels. Look at these with the little thing. These I got for my Lily cosplay. Hi Eli, hello, hello. Reminds you of Stardew shoes. Well, that would be interesting for Stardew. But these I got for my Lily cosplay. And I wore them for con as well. So I wanted a heel. I wanted something cutesy. And then with the flower, I would never wear this normally with the flower. I don't like it. But it was perfect for the cosplay. So, yeah. That was good. It was cute. I like. I barely ever wore this. I think I wore it once for something for my grandma. She loved the shoes. I was like, I know, Grandma. I knew you would. Then, these are really cool. Oh, I had really dope ones, but I had to throw them away because I had them for years. I'm not even kidding. I've had them for like 6 years, and then eventually they broke. And they were from Wish even back in the day. They were under the category wedding shoes, and it was like a black heel, a very, very high one, like slight, almost platform. And then on this, it was like satiny, and on the side there was gold detail warped around, and I loved them so much. I got those for Ari cosplay, and I wore the shit out of those. And then I also got these for a cosplay. Is that... Looks like the heel is crooked. Yeah, these were also very cheap. But I got these for like when we did the fantasy ball stuff. Because it's so pretty! So yeah, I never really wore this. I think I wore this once. And they're too big. This is a size 39. They sent me the wrong one, so that's why I never wear them. Right? Oh yeah, they're too big. So I had to like stuff shit in the back to like fill up the space. But they're really pretty and I like them. Never wore them other than that. And then these shoes, I love them so much. This is my Let Us Speak Loud shoe. Let us be grateful. Let us rejoice to find that goodness could subdue. Freaking Glinda. I had the biggest... Oh, that's actually nice. I didn't know that was in here. That's good to know. I had a really cool, gorgeous, puffy ball gown dress for Glinda. Pink, of course. And then I wanted something sparkly with a slight heel. And these... I can definitely recommend this to you. These are ballroom shoes. So this is like filled something. This is not for outside wear. This is for dancing. They're very dirty because I wore them at a con. Okay, I did not wear them outside except for walking to and from the car. But these are dancing shoes. And they have this because a lot of dancing, if you want to twirl on your foot, you can't have it stick to the floor, right? So this is perfect. The thing about dancing shoes is they are made to be comfortable because you have to dance in them. I was running around all day. I was running around all freaking day at the con because we were hosting. And it's a lot of walking. It's a full work day, dude. We're there from like at least 12 to 6 on our feet. Longer than that. It's 12 is when we like kind of got started. Usually it's from like 11 before that you have to go to the car. Like it's like 8 to 9 hours walking in those shoes. And if you have heels, you better make sure they're comfortable. So yeah, if you have a cosplay thing and you want heels that you can walk in all day and you're just gonna be inside the con, I would suggest looking into dancing shoes. Be very careful. You do need to practice a little bit because they are very slippery. This is like normal sole, so this is kind of a stop. But this is slippery. Keep that in mind. But very comfortable. So like they look disgusting, but it's just because this is literal filth. This is soft, so everything will stick to it. That's why I don't wear them outside. But yeah, these are very nice and so shimmery. And it has it's not just silver. It's like rainbow sparkles. So yeah, I thought these were very Glinda. You could barely see them because I was wearing a biggest ball gown, but they were cute. You love this sparkle? I know, me too. They're so beautiful. Oh, and these are my new sneakers. Gee, do you think I like the color green? And my favorite other shoes are green, and I have so much green. I think green is a decent color on me, so I have a lot of green. I like this kind of green. Yeah. It's a little bit more green in real life, but the camera has taken the green away. I don't know why. Fashion. It says fashion. Just in case you didn't know, I do fashion now. You have like 2 to 3 pairs of shoes. Yeah, okay, I used to be the same. I would have 1 pair of sneakers that I wore every single day. 1 pair of heels if I had to go somewhere fancy. And they were like the tiny, like regular black heels. Like I swear to God, like this, no higher than that. That was already a lot. And, yeah, I didn't do anything. So I didn't need fancy shoes. I just had my sneakers. And I guess I had a pair of flip-flops somewhere in my closet, maybe. But I never wore those either. I would just wear the singular pair of shoes. And then for a while I had... Oh, I don't think I have them. I actually... Wait, hold on. They're outside the door. I do have them. I'm gonna expose myself for a second here. This is how much of a goblin I was with shoes. I the fancy pretty shoes, that is a recent thing. Like, this is a cosplay turned into, maybe I do like heels thing. And yeah, I had these. As you can see, they're very dirty. I mostly use them to do like yard work and stuff now because they're still pretty comfortable. But I love this color. It's a very bright orange. You see how disgustingly dirty they are now. I do not wear them outside anymore. But yeah, these are great. I love this color so much. These were my sneakers that I would wear every single day. Did all of my outfits work with bright yellow? It looks almost orange. It's more yellow, I promise. Did all of my outfits work with yellow shoes? Not per se. Did I still wear them? Yeah, those were my sneakers. I had one pair of sneakers. And I wore these for so long that the back got... This is completely worn out. And you see this? This is duct tape. Because the fabric got like broken. And there's like a hard edge in the back, right? Because it needs to keep the structure. So it started hurting my heels. So I put duct tape over it. This is the second piece of duct tape. Because the first one it wore through the duct tape as well. And now if I need to work in the backyard or do something where the shoes are probably gonna get dirty, I wear these. So yeah, just to show you guys that yes, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs of heels that I could actually wear outside, and I have worn outside, and then a couple of cosplay ones. Because like the sparkly ones, I'm obviously not wearing on a day-to-day. This was my life before I actually started getting interested in heels. That's why I got the green sneakers, because these were so bad I had to. I had to get new sneakers. I didn't want to get rid of these. They're so gross. Like this right here, that and that, like, I don't know what this is. This is just something like that hit it too hard and it became black. But this like grayish here, all of that is just dirt because I keep wearing them in the backyard. Like all of that is dirt. So yeah, these are my work shoes now. Woo! That was why they were in the hallway and not in my room. Yeah. I can't throw them away because I like them too much. We've been through so much together, you know, I'm emotionally attached now. Cowgirl boots, sandals, and sneakers. Oh, also good. Also very nice. We need Glinda 2.0. I still do have the crown within... Oi! I still do have the crown within reach, always. For I am her. I am Glinda. She's never too far gone. I'm just saying. I'll bubble the shit out of you, bitch. That was the greatest mix. Yeah. Sometimes I look at that and I'm like, is my head really that big? Well, I'd have to fit the brain somewhere, you know? Like, I gotta... Jesus Christ. Let's bring this back. There we go. Yes. Shoes. Look, it's Glinda. It's nice to see me, isn't it? Let us speak loud. Yeah. I'm not gonna start that because then it's gonna turn into a singing stream, and it is not a singing stream. Does anyone have any questions that are not related to shoes? You should wear that when you get handicapped to be mean Deska. Oh my gosh, yes. I did it again. Why do I keep bringing it? There we go. I was just lazy. Usually I loop the cable behind it. I didn't do that this time. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a bitch now. Hold on. Let me get my crown. Let me get my sparkles. Your shit. That is funny. There we go. Someone gave me like a sparkly tiara as well. I thought I put it there, but I don't see it. Huh. But it's like different colors of the rainbow. So it feels very much like one of those tiaras that we would get when we were younger. You may not know, but shoes. Shoes? I know slash ref even though I haven't watched whatever this is from. Shoes. What is shoes from? Shoes? Shoes. What is your favorite song at the moment? What genre? What do you... I don't know. I'm never prepared for this question. I love God is a Woman, Ariana Grande. I love a lot of Ariana Grande. Well, old Ariana Grande songs over the new ones. But also Selena Gomez, old Selena Gomez over the new ones. Just because I have a lot of nostalgia to those. But then there's musical songs, and my absolute favorite to belt out is Dead Mom from Beetlejuice. That's a good one. But I have been singing Dangerous Woman. I'm trying to like properly sing them. Do your plushies in the back have names? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Here in the middle, we have Grand Toto. He's a Grandpa Toto. And I got him in the supermarket one day, and then you guys liked him, and then we kind of adopted him, and that was the beginning of the end, because it used to be just this guy, and then you guys got to name him, and of course everyone was like Toto, but now we have this baby is now Toto. This is our official mascot. I gotta do something with that. Yeah, that's our little mascot. That is Toto. So then we can't have Toto and Toto, so this is Grand Toto now. Then we have over here is a very sweet plush. It's an Eevee that is cosplaying a Leafeon. And his name is Paddington, given to me very kindly by Will at Comic-Con. And then we have, it's mirrored, give me a second. Over here, we have a sweet little Bulbasaur given to me by Elena, and her name is Flora. And then, of course, we have the Queen Doris herself. She has a name. When I went over to Ethan and Andy's place to cat sit, Andy was like, do you have a Doris? I was like, no. So, do you want one? And then they gave me Doris. I was like, yes. So now Doris, the queen herself, is ever present in our streams as well. And then we went to TwitchCon. So right there, this little blob, it's actually a Minecraft fox. Hold on. It just didn't fit. Look at how cute this one is. Shadow Meadows. No. See? I keep saying it wrong. I think I do this every single time, don't I? Shade Meadows. There we go. Is it Shady? Shady Meadows? Shady Meadows. Why do I struggle with this every single time? Even though I struggle with it. You do, it's okay. At this point, if I ever say your name correctly the first go, you just have to go like imposter. Like it's not me. I've been cloned and they have, you know, replaced me. Shady Meadows, yeah. Because I read it. I was like, yes, shade. And at first I was like, shed? No, I just think shed because I used to stream in a shed and I'm like streaming and I'm like always thinking about the shed. It's in my mind still. Anyways. Shady Meadows. Meadows, I'm just gonna say Meadows. Thank you so much for rejoining the sub squad for the 10th month, which probably makes this at least the 10th time that I actually mispronounced your name. Welcome back to the sub squad. I appreciate it. Pop up. Appreciation to you. I'm gonna put this one back. It is so... See, this is why I look kind of alive, because he's just normal orange, but he's like neon orange on the screen, right? I'm super pale, but because of the camera, now I seem like I'm actually a normal person with normal skin color. Aha. Monix, hey, hello. I'm so sorry. I have like not been on League of Legends at all. To be fair, I hadn't streamed for like a week, but yeah. I'm gonna put this guy back. So he does not have a name. And then we also have this super sweet plush. This was given to me by not this Mout, different Mout. She was so sweet. She gave me plushie, and she asked beforehand, like, what is your favorite kind of animal? Because I want to get you a plushie. I was like, I like everything if it's soft and cute. And this is so cute and so soft. Oh my gosh. And she has the same one, so we're twinning. And I forgot to ask her to name this baby. Because when Will and Elena gave me plushie, I was like, stop, don't leave. What's their name? And then they were like, ah, shit, I should have left sooner. I was like, yeah, but now it's your problem, because I'm not great at getting names for bunnies. especially. When I was young, I had 2 plushies. There were 2, yeah, there were 2 bunnies as well. And in Dutch, a bunny is a konijn. However, I was so young, I couldn't pronounce the K, so I would call them tonijn, which is tuna. So yeah, I had bunnies, and I called them bunny. But because I was a child and couldn't speak, I called them tuna. So I have 2 bunnies, both called tuna. Because they're the exact same bunny. But yeah, this one is so cute, but doesn't have a name either. But I want, if anyone names this one, it has to be Mout. Not this Mout, other Mout. Not rabbit Mout, exactly. Bunny Mout. But I love it so much, it's so sweet. Oh, you're on vacation for a week? Nice. Did you go somewhere or were you just chilling at home? It's too warm to go places at the moment, man. This was all tangled up. There we go. Hey, Alex. Hello, hello. Is this too loud? There we go. I don't enjoy having the music just blast in my ear. Fun fact, when I'm done streaming, the first thing, like, the moment I stop talking, the first thing I do is like, get this music the heck away from me. Like, the moment I stop talking, the music just becomes too much. When I end stream, the first thing I do is get the YouTube music out of here. Ooh, to Portugal. The weather was doable. First vacation in 2 years. I feel you. It comes with the profession, my dude. Like, honestly, I don't remember the last time I went on a holiday. And it doesn't feel like it because I've been to so many events, like, all over the world. I've been to, just over the last year, I've been to Sweden. Was Denmark in the last year? Definitely France. I've been to the UK. I've been to so many places. Like, I mean, we went to freaking Egypt. We've been to Riyadh. But you're not there on a holiday. But you're there for an event, so it feels like a holiday. But it's not actually a holiday because you're working. So it's very tricky. It's a lot of traveling. We went to a lot of events. Because I used to do cosplay and I traveled with a lot of people as well. And now with streaming, I mean, there's 2 events planned. Did Ethan tell you guys about which ones? Because I don't know if I can say yet. I think he did. But there's like 2 events that are already planned out in the books that we're most probably gonna go to. But they're in a couple months. Oh my god, it's already time. Because I was like, oh, it's gonna take so long. It's gonna be months and months. But that was at the beginning of the year. It's actually really close already. Damn. So yeah, we have 2 events. Probably, most probably on the planning. I don't know how official it is, so I don't want to promise anything. Orla, hello, hello. You don't even have weekends off for yourself? Yeah, right? So this is the first time you haven't played League for 2+ days in ages. Oh my god, did you have like withdrawal symptoms? As for real, when I played that much League, whenever I closed my eyes, I saw the Summoner's Rift, specifically bot lane. Like the point between like the most outer turret and like the second turret. Like right there, like right underneath the second turret. I don't know why, but that is what I see. Like when I closed my eyes, I would just see Summoner's Rift. I thought I had a problem at some point. I had a problem, definitely. It wasn't League of Legends though. But yeah, I haven't been streaming as much as I want to, so I'm trying to pick it back up. But at some point, I streamed every single day for 3 months straight. I did not skip a single day. It was a lot. Manifesting that we'll come to Stockholm Comic Con. Well, you know, if you want to see us at a con, make sure to email the convention. If you're like, oh my gosh, I would love to see the cast of the Paper SMP, or specifically Ethan and Andy, or Taylor, Rachel, or me. Yeah, you can send them an email. And oh my gosh, Emmy! Thank you so much for gifting 5 freaking subs to the squad. Biggest pop of appreciation, but we don't care about the pops anymore, right? We don't care about the pops anymore. Because Emmy, you know what time it is. Also, oh my god, 142 of 150. We're getting so freaking close. Emmy, this is for you. Very nice. I need to get like a liter bottle of soap. I swear to god. Emmy! Oh my god, it looks like I'm not wearing pants. Hold on. That's not good. Emmy! Thank you so much for supporting the stream! Woo! Bubbles! That is the one downside. Whenever I do the bubbles, I like scoot back in the chair, so I have to be very aware of what I'm... Did you see that? There was one... There's always one lone survivor. Bubbles! Yeah, I'm just gonna... You know what? You know what? Aha! Sparkles. I've used this for so many cosplay TikToks. I would put it up in the back. And this was the backdrop. There we go. Modesty. That's better. Anyways. Do you need to wash your floors after every stream with all the bubbles? Almost, yeah. Like, I mean, actually the floors have been fine. But my laptop, especially when I use this one, it looks so cool. Wait, hold on. It looks so cool. See? They get so close to the camera and they're so pretty. Oh my god. Come back. No, come here. Come here. Come here. Woo. So if I kind of blow them upwards, they hit this side. Oh my god, there's splatters on the side of the... My old computer is here. It doesn't really work anymore, but it's still there. Yeah, I can't do that too much because if it hits my laptop, there is an actual imprint of a bubble. Not good. So, yeah. This one, this is a culprit. These, however, are fine. Yo, you know what I thought? You know what I should do potentially? Because... Oh, Emmy, one of your subs went to Mahonix! Nice! And to Remy. Grenade launcher, remember that one. That's good. I always like it when we see names that we recognize. So, yes. Here we go. I was thinking, because some people have sent me DMs like, hey, do you have like a Thrones list or something for your birthday? I do not. However... However, comma. Listen. I need to show you guys something. Because, actually, this is Michaela's fault. Michaela sent a really cool thing of, like, it was, a water pistol type of thing, but it was, like, a pretty wand. And then when you, like, hit the... It was so pretty. It was so beautiful, majestic. So I looked up if there were any cool bubble blowers. And pretty ones, specifically. First, I found this one. Hello? It's like a money gun, but bubbles. Hello? This is amazing. I need this. Look at it. Look at this thing. It's like, it's a vent and then that is so cool. So I could potentially put this on like a throne page. But then, look at this. What? For $6? I don't know if you have to get it in like big orders or something, but look at that! It has LEDs and it has bubbles and it's batteries included for $6. So I don't know if this is gonna be actually good and like if you can order just the one because it does say one, but like for $6, is it gonna be a ripoff or what's gonna happen? You know? But it looks really cool. And you can have the translucent one or in purple or in blue. But like this is not. Like, the hand, that's not a real hand, so I'm worried about that. Where's the hand? Like, look at this. So I'm worried about that. But if this actually works, that would be so cool. So yeah. Perchance, we shall add something like that to, like, the Thrones page. I don't know. I have a Thrones page, technically, but I just never used it. Feels weird. Okay, we're gonna have to go back over here. So, bubbles. It's a problem. I don't know why, but I'm just immediately, when there's bubbles, I need it. Deska, have you seen that Arcane Librarian game on Steam? Oh, the one where you have like 100 books? Like 1,000,000 books. And you need to put the books back in the right places? The cozy one? So I have seen that. It's on my wish list technically. I might get it. Because I do kind of want to play it. It does look very satisfying. The problem is, I have so many games still. I kid you not. Right now on Steam, like the games that I haven't like hidden, so games that I was like, okay, we've played this, go away. The games that I have in my Steam library active is 255 games. And I keep buying more. And also, complete fair disclosure, there's a lot of games that I just get random Steam keys for in the email. And they're like, play our demo, or play our game, or play this. And I'm like, oh sure, I'll add it. So a bunch of them, let's say 50 max. But that still leaves 200 games that I have to play on stream. And then also, if you look at my Steam wish list, I have... Oh, Soma is on an 80% discount. Overwhelmingly positive reviews for €6 instead of like 30. Hello? Hold on, I'm clicking on this. Because I have 247 games on the wish list. I use the wish list as like a bookmark list, and I only buy shit when it's like really discounted. From the creators of Amnesia, The Dark Descent, comes Soma. I've also never played Amnesia. I know. I didn't like horror games until I started streaming. I know, guys. It's too much. And I don't know how much the Arcane Library costs, but that one's not free. I don't have a key for that one. So, yeah, I might, but I also feel like I should first go through the games that I have currently in my library. Because I keep playing freaking Stardew, which is fun, but then I'm also always just playing the same game while I have like 250 games that I still have to play. Whoops. I think I'm gonna add Soma until July 26th. I'm gonna add Soma to the list. I'm gonna use my birthday money for that. Because I also have High on Life in the shopping cart currently. Amnesia the Bunker for 80% discount. Amnesia the Bunker. Release date from 2023? I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it. I'll add it to the cart for now. But like, I'm probably gonna delete it from the cart. But just so it stays on the forefront of my mind, you know? Okay. No. Don't even put that in chat. Oh my god. Librarian, tidy up the Arcane Library is €15. Yeah, I figured. It might be getting... Oh, you might be getting a stream soon. What games should I get for free or cheap? Well, if you want to... Okay. So, if you want to stream, you have to figure out what you want to do. For example, if you're like Mahonix and you're really good at League of Legends, you can just play League of Legends, and League of Legends is free. You can play League of Legends every single day. It's a very good move. Actually, Mini. Swear to God. If I were to ban you, you would automatically lose your mod, but otherwise... yeah, I actually, when I started streaming, I played League of Legends, believe it or not. I was not very good at it. So, because, you know, it's one thing to play League of Legends. I'm good enough at League, but not exceptional by any means. On top of that, you're trying to read chats while you're playing the game. It's very hard. I was not playing very well in League of Legends. So, it was free though. So I played League of Legends and I played Genshin in the beginning. And then I started looking at games that I liked to play. But also, do you want to play variety games? Do you want to pick a game and just be a streamer that plays those games specifically? Are you just streaming for fun? Or do you want to actually invest a bit in it? Like, how big can your hobby get is the question. Because if you're gonna be gaming anyways, and instead of just gaming yourself, you're gonna stream it, then it's the same as if you want to stream a game, if you want to play a game yourself, right? So you can afford to get a couple games for it. But if you want to start streaming, you're like, no, I need games specifically to stream. That's a different story altogether. I personally would recommend variety streaming. It's harder to grow, but it's more fun to do and you don't pigeonhole yourself. If you enjoy like cozy things, just play Stardew. I think it's 14 euros. But like, I have almost 200 hours in Stardew at the moment. That's a lot of streams. Because I played it specifically when streaming. Oh my god, it's a lot of streams. Then there's Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia is also great because you can play it with your friends. And both of these games, you can play them multiple times. It's not you play it once and you're done, right? What is free to play? I actually don't know. But also, if you find cool games that you want to play on stream, just put them in your Steam wishlist and wait for them to go on sale. That's why I have 247 games in my wishlist. When the summer sale came around, there were a lot of discounted games and I knew exactly which ones I wanted. So yeah. Hi Monique, how you doing? You're late because you had to build a Lego shark. Baby shark, doo 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 doo. Did it turn out great, or is it like one of those I was supposed to build a shark and now it turned into something else? It turned into the Death Star. Everything turns into the Death Star if you try hard enough. You know, The Sims is free. Yes, but also Sims is absolutely shit at the moment. I don't know if you want to start getting into Sims, because was it Sega that took over Sims? I don't remember. Someone took over Sims and now Sims is cooked basically. Sites like G2A if you want cheaper games. Fair. Oh, and IO? itch.io. Is it itch? I think it's itch.io, right? Yes. There's itch.io. And I mostly use it for horror games. They're usually a bit shorter. So they're not very, very big or very long. But there are some really cool games on there. And some of them are free. Some of them are give what you want / can. And I used a couple for my YouTube videos when I still made YouTube videos, when I could still edit because my computer wasn't dying. Oh, that makes me sad. I miss that. I used a bunch of those for YouTube videos. And if you want suggestions for what to do, you can, for example, what I did, I would go to like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye and look through their 3 short horror games videos. And they had some really cool games there. Don't watch the entire video because then you'll be spoiled. There's some good ones. I will actually look at my YouTube real fast. If you want to play horror games, Palia is also free. True. Also a good one. Let me see. I forgot. Paranormal... What was it called? Oh, Wrong Floor. I played that one for my YouTube video. And that was, Louis! Louis, thank you so much for gifting 2 freaking subs to the community. That is so incredibly sweet of you. Biggest pop of appreciation to you. That was a bad one. Hold on. That's a better one. Pop of appreciation to ya. And of course, I have a blanket now. So we can do bubbles. Alright, alright. Are you ready? Woo! There. That's way too little. Hold on. I need more bubbles. There we go. Why are we not getting better bubbles? I will get you more bubbles. Don't worry. We gotta wait. Because when you hit the button, it just keeps blowing air and I can't get the thing. There we go. Bubbles! Yay! And then it hits the air conditioning and they're gone. Emmy! Wait, hold on. Emmy! Thank you so much for gifting freaking 10 more! Now we need more bubbles! And you better freaking work this time! Again, Louise, you are so very sweet. And Emmy, you too! That way, hold on. That means we hit the goal. Oh! I'm so excited about that. You have no idea. Okay, okay. We're gonna do character Deska's background story. Why? Why no bubble? All sides, bubble me up. Ah, I can feel a drip. There's so much soap on there. Why not? Okay, gentle, gentle. It doesn't want to. See, we need to get the other bubblers. Hold on. There we go. That's more bubbles. That's more like it. There's so much soap just scattered across. There's like drops of soap. Damn. Emmy, thank you so much as well for gifting to the community and towards the goal. We're gonna freaking read character Deska's background. Okay, I'm just gonna pull it up just for a second, just so. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. Before I accidentally press something and reveal a thing. You're so excited to hear character Deska's story. I've said it a couple times before already, but I know not everyone who was here now was there before. I will share it with you guys as a celebratory thing, character Deska's last name. And Ethan actually came up with this, so shout out to Ethan. It is Deska Ashcroft. Like that. Which I think is a really cool name. Ethan was like, do you have like a last name? Because I thought maybe this was cool. I was like, oh my god, can I steal that? So, you know, we have Deska Ashcroft from Gardel. No. Secretly from freaking Grimwick. She don't tell people that too soon. Okay, wait, hold on. Where is this one? This one. Okay. Okay. So, it is 3.5 pages, the first chapter, which is 1,731 words, which usually takes me about 10 minutes to 15 minutes to read. Like, let's say about 12. And I am really super excited to share that with you guys. I've been working on this for a very long time now, like a very long time, and it is so hard to truly finish. But we are getting somewhere. We're starting to get somewhere. I definitely still need a lot of work done on this, and also to spar with Ethan about the parts where character Ethan is involved. And it's gonna be a hassle to really do that properly. But I am so incredibly excited about this. Wait, I need to check something. Go through. You're inside. How do we address this guy? Oh, right. I forgot the name that I gave this guy. So I just wanted to check if I used like first name or last name here somewhere. Okay, so the first chapter, you're not gonna know why, but it is super important. You think you're gonna know why, but I promise you right now, you're not gonna know why. And later, like more lore down the line, you will read back on this and be like, wait, hold on. Hold the freaking phone. This changes everything. But later, you will not understand why yet. But there are some things hidden in here, and don't even try to like figure it out. If you don't know, you don't know. But I am really incredibly excited about it. And especially like the first chapter is it is like an introduction to my version of this world. And we follow character Deska's parents. And Deska is there as a little baby. No, we're not gonna read it right now. No. We're not gonna read it right now. I'm just gonna, you know, to celebrate that we hit the milestone, I'm gonna giving you guys a little bit extra background story. But we're not reading it right now. I'm gonna let everyone know on like Instagram and stuff. So when should we do it? I don't want to do it on my birthday. That's the 16th. I don't want to do it during the birthday stream, because there's going to be a lot of people from the front page that have no freaking clue what the heck this is. And I want to take the time to really talk about it with you guys, to hear your theories about it. But I don't want to do that during a front page stream. I don't think that's a good idea. We could do it on Wednesday, the 15th. Or we push it past my birthday stream. But I don't know when, because I am going to potentially help Hi Asher, hello, hello. Happy early birthday, thank you. Emmy, your birthday was yesterday? Happy birthday, Emmy! Happy belated one. Oh my gosh, did you have a cake? I'm gonna get a cake. I'm gonna get a freaking chocolate cake and I'm gonna eat the shit out of it. It's gonna be so good. I'm trying not to eat too much sugars. Like, I'm trying to cut down. Like I have some, I am leaning more towards like savory snacks lately. Still, you don't want to eat too many of those either. But I have been cutting down on like the sweets because just the added sugars, I am eating so many added sugars and it's not good. So I'm trying to cut down on it. And I was like, wait, but I want cake for my birthday. And like, if I'm gonna get cake during the stream and it's gonna be an 8-hour stream, I'm gonna eat more than one slice, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, sue me. There's gonna be whipped cream involved. I'd love whipped cream. Chocolate cake, whipped cream on top, at least twice. At least 2 slices. I have an 8-hour stream, come on. I'm allowed to 2 slices on my birthday. But now I realize it's good that I'm cutting other sugars if I'm gonna do shit like that every now and again, so. No, but whipped cream is so good. Whenever I have whipped cream though, I think back of me watching, I think it was the season finale of Voltron season 3. It might have been season 3, I don't know which one. It was a Voltron season finale, and I watched it the day before a convention. It came out the day before a con. It was not great timing. So then I sat in a kitchen on the floor at like 2 a.m. after watching Voltron when it just came out with a bottle of whipped cream because it was sad. I looked like shit on the con. I wasn't doing anything fancy yet with cosplay. It was one of my first cons. So I didn't even do my foundation. I half-assed my makeup and I came in Lance cosplay. Oh, that was a good day. Girl, eat as much as you want, yes, but keep in mind that you should pay attention to your health. Like 100%, if you want to have a slice of cake, freaking get a slice of cake. It's not the end of the world. But, yeah. It's been chill listening, but you're gonna go live yourself? Oh my gosh, enjoy League of Legends. Make sure you don't get withdrawal symptoms after your nice vacation to Portugal. Good luck with that. And yeah, maybe I'll join on League of Legends sometime soon. I'm gonna have a busy week with my birthday and stuff coming up, and now this, and some things that we need to film. But I may actually join you for League of Legends sometime soon. It would be fun. Good luck with streaming. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, again, if you want to have like chocolate cake or something, freaking get chocolate cake. It's not the end of the world. What I am trying to do though is like kind of keep in mind how much added sugar I'm eating, because there's a lot of sugar in like everything these days. And I started looking at like the ingredients. I freaking love pistachios. Oh, I love pistachios. There's a lot of salt in here. So I just started looking at like the ingredients list a little bit closer, because usually I would pay attention to how many calories are in something. Like, I'm not counting them, but it is good to know kind of what you're eating. And I used to eat so many noodles, but there's what is it? There's something in there. Like just a lot of salt. There was a specific thing. Sodium. Sodium. There's so much sodium in those, and sometimes I ate 2 of those a day. That is not healthy, so I stopped doing that. So yeah, indulge yourself. Get snacks because you freaking enjoy it and you deserve it. You get to have some moments for yourself. Be mindful though of what you eat. So yeah. Is your bald like buzz bald or shiny bald? You've indulged in baldness. Buzz bald. Huh. that came out of context for you. I was like, what? Yeah, Mr. Worldwide, let's go. You can go to a Pitbull concert. Very nice. Yeah, what was that? Right, okay, if I potentially were to do reading character Deska's background story on Wednesday, would that work for you guys? Would that work for you guys? You are Mr. Worldwide, frick yeah. Fireball. Oh my gosh, I edited with Fireball one time, because when I cosplayed Lily, I cosplayed Lily on stream once. And that was back in the shed. So we had a fireplace in the back. And you guys had to tell me when the fire went down because, you know, in winter it gets really cold and I'm sitting like this, so I couldn't see the fireplace, but it was right in the camera. So at some point, chat was like, oh, your fire is dying, you gotta go feed it. So I put wood in there. Like 5 minutes later, I'm like, oh no. It's still not coming back up. It's not going well. It's like, and then chat was funny. They said, yeah, of course the fire is not on. You didn't say incendio. So I grabbed... It's not there anymore. It was there. It had been there for so long. Where did it go? I don't know. I grabbed the wand that I had for the cosplay. I turn around, I go, incendio! And in that moment, the fire pops up. I'm like, what? So yeah, I edited it with that song, so very nice. In the evening, yes, evening. What time? I'm guessing like 9 p.m. Central European summertime. So 2 hours ago today. 2 hours ago. I think around that. Would that be a decent time? It's not too late, but like late enough that everyone also from like America is like awake and shit. Would that work? You might have to do something with cows, but you'll probably watch the VOD later. Cows are also fun though. Okay, I'm gonna read see Deska chapter 1. Yay! I'm really excited about that. You have no idea how long I've been sitting on this. Like really long. And I'm also interested to see, because like chapter 2, oh my gosh, chapter 2 is longer though, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Chapter 2 is a little bit longer. But chapter 2 is like a slightly different style. Because, well, yeah, it's a slightly different style because you're talking about different things and from a different person's perspective. So I'm really excited to see how you guys react to the first style. But also it's very wordy and it's very like descriptive. The full book is not gonna be in that style. I think that would get a little, like, it would get tiresome to read that. But, yes. You want a pet cow and a pet sea lion and a pet giraffe. I feel like you should play Planet Coaster. Planet Zoo? Planet Zoo. Planet Coaster. You should play Zoo Tycoon. You need all of them. Character Deska finally gets the recognition she deserves. You're about to be so annoying about her. Please. Please. I need people to be annoying about her. Like, please. I have so many things that I need to stay, like, hyped to finish writing this because I'm struggling at the moment because it's just, I know it's still so much work and it's not work that I can do by myself. I have to do it with other people and then you have to communicate like through a lot of things and work on shit together, and I love that, but it's difficult sometimes. Cheers. Cheers. And there's some things in there that I want to put in, but I don't know if they work yet. So I have to ask Ethan, like, hey, can I put this in or would that cause issues? How would your character react to this? Because I have... At first, I was like, oh, I'll make, like, a short story. It'll be, like, 15,000 words max. Bro, let's see how far I got with 15,000 words. I think right around... here, maybe? Oh, yeah, that's about 8 chapters, maybe 9? That's 9 chapters out of freaking 30. It's not even a third of the story. And it's not even fully written out. Because there's a couple of parts in here. I was like, oh, it won't be that bad. It'll be a little bit. And then, where does character Ethan join in? Because I have a list of the chapters. Of, like, what happens. Yeah, I think... in chapter 9. That's where Ethan gets mentioned before, but the first time we actually see Ethan is chapter 9. And then there's chapter 9, chapter 10 as well, chapter 11, 12 Ethan is in there, and then 13 as well. And that spends like about 2 years in the story, by the way. 14, not 15. Yes, 15. Not 16. 17. Not 18. 19. Talk to mom. Blah, blah, blah. Her mom's... No, I'm not gonna say that. Then we have 24. If that one extra chapter that I threw in that's not in his list, that's already 10 chapters. Ethan is gonna be at least in like 2 more. It's like 10 plus chapters where character Ethan is involved all of a sudden. I don't know why that happened. He was supposed to just kind of be there a little bit, and now he's like in half the book. Like, fuck off. This is my background story, Ethan. I'm kidding. I wrote it. It's my fault. But yeah, if there's that many chapters where his character is involved, like heavily involved, it's not just he's in the background and he says like 2 things. No, there's dialogue back and forth. But I gotta make sure that if I write something that is in line with Ethan's vision for his character, you know? Her mom's what? I was gonna tell you guys her mom's name, but I'll keep that. I'll keep that for like her mom and her dad. You'll find out their names in the first chapter. And then 2 extra characters. Oh, this is gonna be so cool. Oh. She has parents? I know, crazy. Who do you think kicked her out of the village? Well, not just her parents, but they were not, like, against it either. Oh, that sounds so bad. That sounds really bad. Like, yeah. Yeah. Guys, what's happening? I just got here. Zoe, look. 154 out of 150. I'm gonna read the first chapter of Character Deska's background story on stream on Wednesday. Her parents hated her. Well, you know, there's gradations to everything, and you will get that when you read the book, when I'm done writing it, at least. How many chapters have you written this far? I technically have written everything, but a bunch of it is still in like bullet points. Because I think there's 3 chapters that I still need to write out in bullet points. So I have like the red thread of everything, but you're gonna read the fuck out of this book. Oh, it's gonna be a book. And you know what? I was like, oh, I'll make like a short story, 15,000 words max. And then what I was gonna talk about is character Deska growing up in Grimwick, getting kicked out. Then she travels around a bit, and then she settles in Gyrdale. I was gonna talk about the whole thing. I had to cut it in half. Because it's too much. I had to cut it in half, guys. So this book basically only goes up to the moment where she gets kicked out of Grimwick. And then the rest, maybe I'll tell you guys in a stream if I don't have time to really, really write it out, because it's going to be a lot. And it's easy to just kind of be like, this happens, that happens, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be tough to really put it into book form that I'm actually proud of. So it takes a while. If it does well, would you consider making a physical copy so you could maybe potentially sign if we meet at cons? Yes, I was thinking about that. I'm gonna look up how much it would cost to actually print a book. And then, because I don't even need to make a lot of money on it. I just can't lose money on it. And I don't want it to be like 100 euros for a book because I'm only printing 20, you know? But I was actually thinking about printing a couple. Because there is a print shop really close to my house where I also did my prints. And the prints were surprisingly cheap. I was like, wait, really? For real? Only that much? So that's why it's fine. At some point I started giving the prints away instead of selling them. I'm really bad at selling things for myself. For other people, oh, I will market the shit out of your stuff. I'm so good at that. For myself, I keep forgetting to charge people. It's not good. But yeah. You love the girls? Thanks, Tusk. Thank you. But yes. Maybe potentially, perchance, a physical copy incoming. I know. But I think actually shipping it around the world would be too expensive. So it's probably only going to be at events that I personally attend. And then if I have to travel there, I can't bring like a stack of books, you know? So it's probably not going to be... Maybe for like Comic-Con. I mean, I'm going to be there by car. So then we can see how many people are actually interested. Also, how would you describe character Deska? I want to edit character Deska really badly. Also, is there a song you want me to use for the edits? I don't know. I'm really bad at songs. But character Deska is... to the first look, she seems very open and very friendly and very much like, oh yeah, this is so much fun. But secretly, she is still dealing with a lot of trauma. She never really fit into her like childhood home because she character Deska is so cringe. Phil, loser, color. That girl's doomed. No, but you're not wrong though. Okay, so listen. She grew up in a town full of magic as the only person that just magic did not love her. Magic did not like her. Magic didn't breathe in her general direction. Magic and her do not work. So, if you grow up in a city where everyone is so biased against everything that is not magic, it's really tough. And also, like, there's a very big emphasis on legacy and status, and like, you know, there's certain expectations that parents have. Like, for example, with Ethan's character, like, Ethan was the child prodigy, right? Like, he's talked about this multiple times, so I can talk about some of the service level things. Character Ethan is like prodigy, a child prodigy, the golden boy, and with that are a lot of like benefits for his family. And then all of a sudden you have a child where you're like, this child kind of sucks. No wonder character Deska and character Ethan get along so well. Yeah, so this dives into how they met and how their friendship developed. Because character Deska is just, wildly speaking, just not accepted. It's kind of like if you have like a person that is like very openly gay in a very Christian neighborhood, everyone's like, oh no, you know, kind of like that, but just the magic version. And they just do not like that. It's very easy to pick on the one person that can't tag along, because this is one of the things that I really wanted to delve into. Like, what does it mean to be someone without magic? To be the only child without magic in that town? Like, people don't take kindly to it. They're like, well, you don't have magic? Like, something must be wrong. Like, you pissed off some spirit gods or some shit, because that's weird. That's not supposed to happen. Keep that away from my children, okay? My children have magic. But how would the children react to that? And even if they're not actively trying to be rude or mean, I imagine that if everyone has magic and then everyone goes to play during the break, you know, in the playground, they're gonna play games that involve magic. And if you don't have magic, you can't keep up with that. There's such a big part of magic that is ingrained in your day-to-day life. And like the way we played at the playground, we used anything we could. And if I had magic, I would damn well be using magic during playtime. And then if everyone is on board and there's just one kid and you can't play what you want to play because this one kid can't keep the fuck up, that's okay. We can hang out tomorrow. You know, we're friends. I don't hate you and I want you to join, but you can't play this game because you don't have magic. I will talk to you later. It's okay. You can do your own thing. I'll be right back. And then even the friends that she had kind of like left her behind. And not necessarily always out of malice. And that really, there's so much that goes into that. So I really wanted to delve into what does it mean to be the one outcast. Like, even if people don't do it on purpose, someone always gets left behind. That's how schools and society, that's how people as a whole work. And it's very sad, but her trying to be a people pleaser is so autistic of her. I didn't write autism into it specifically, but I mean, I do have autism, so like some of it will drip into the character. But of course, they don't have a term for autism. So there will be some parts where you can probably be like, I relate, but there's no specific like autism undertone to it. And yeah, so there's just, it's very isolating. And how would character Deska still relate to character Ethan? Because we kept going like, oh yeah, we both grew up there, we were friends, ha ha ha, this was like the only person that was nice to me. How did that happen? Because when I started writing, I realized if for everything to make sense, like, because I asked Ethan like, hey, about the things that we were planning, how long have we been in Gyardale? Because there's more to the story, right? But when would I have had to arrive at Gardail for the story to make sense? About this many years ago. I was like, okay, so when I left, like when character Deska left, character Deska was I think 22 and character Ethan was 16. That is when character Deska left. So, realistically speaking, how did that friendship develop? Because a 22-year-old that's friends with a 16-year-old, like, how does that make sense? Because if you write it wrong, it's either going to be weird or creepy. And it just doesn't feel organic, you know? There has to be a reason for it. And I think I came up with a really cool way for them to connect. And slowly really discover more about the other person and actually become friends. Even though there is such a big age gap. And yeah. I think also because character Ethan was so young when they met, there's also less like because they didn't know each other very well, and then they met and they were kind of just, well, you know, for reasons you will find out in the story, they were just spending some time together, and then they kind of grew on each other. The first thing character Deska says to character Ethan, oh my gosh, it's so funny to me, and I love that line. That line was in the red thread, and then I had to write the scene around it because I was like, I want her to say this. Like the moment she is left alone, basically, like the moment character Ethan and character Deska are alone for the first time, she's gonna say, like, because they're both kind of like, huh, and she's gonna say one line, and I think it's so funny. But yeah, so then we kind of just go throughout her like day-to-day life, like how her not having magic impacts her standing in the world, how her parents reacted that. Like, are they accepting? Are they like, you're no longer my child? Are they delusional and they're like, no, maybe you're just a late bloomer? How long will that stay? Like, how long until they can no longer lie to each other? Are there different, there's so much going on there. And oh, I forgot. The thing is in the there's a really big thing in the story. But it's like, I think, let's say halfway, maybe 2/3, max 3/4 into the story. There's a really big bomb in there where you're like, what? And then later, if you read through it again after new shit, you're gonna connect some dots. And it's gonna be so good. I'm so excited about this. Okay, so yeah. So basically, character Deska is very much left to her own devices, and there's a bunch of interaction between her and other kids her age, and because she is part of some things still. It's not that everyone is like, I do not want to be seen with you, I loathe you, stay away from me. That's not happening. It's more of a cold isolation. And sometimes she's part of things. And I really used some of my own experiences where I just didn't really know how to connect with people. Because I've had like parties, and don't feel bad for me, because it was fine. I've had parties where I would go to a party, and I didn't really know most people. And at some point, I like sat on this couch thing, and all the other people were kind of just talking to each other. And I didn't know how to join in. I didn't really want to join in. I couldn't care less. So I just sat there, and those people over there were talking. I was following their conversation, and at some point they said something funny, and I almost laughed with them. And then I realized I cannot do that, because it's weird if you're having a conversation and someone else just starts laughing at your joke, and you're like, huh? Oh, you were listening to our conversation? But that's kind of how I experienced those things, where I just sat here. And it's like, I don't know how to interact with any of these people, which is crazy to me now, because it's so easy to just talk to people. But back then, I was so bad at it. And I think I was like 16 around that time. So I have those active, vivid memories of being in social groups and kind of being an outcast, but not really. Because they invited me there. Like, some of those people were my friends. But then you can't just sit with me the entire time, because you're also the host of the party. You're mingling with the other people that you're friends with. And I just kind of sat there like, huh. And I didn't mind. I genuinely enjoyed observing other people. But I feel that character Deska, who is so much of me, but also some parts more than me and some parts less than me. She wanted so badly just to be part of something. She's so doomed. I love her. I know. She goes through some shit. Especially when she gets kicked out of Grimwick. Some shit goes down. But again, we'll get to that way later. Because I cannot put that in this one. Because it's already way too long. Does character Deska have any really strong strengths that stand out? Like a hobby or something like that? Like an aesthetic that sticks out? Or certain colors or anything like that? I personally just really like blue. I think character Deska's tones are more like brownish and reddish. Like, you know, she's a redstone engineer. And most people lean towards that color palette. And I was like, you know what? It makes sense. And also, like the clothes that she wears is also very steampunk vibes. With the goggles and the corset. And for me, like her biggest strength are very similar to me as well. Like slightly different, but the way she looks at the world is very analytical. She sees things, and if she doesn't understand it, she tries to reverse engineer it. She's like, how can I figure out how this works? If I don't understand it now, what do I have to do to understand it tomorrow? And at first, that was like really bad. Because she was in a city full of magic, and here she was reverse engineering magic. So like, maybe if I just research magic in a different way, if I understand how it flows, maybe I can do something more, and maybe I can, you know, I can cheat around it. There has to be a way that I can do some magic, any magic. There has to be something. So she starts researching it, and it's turning more and more almost science-y. People do not like that. And eventually, that is part of why they were like, get the fuck out. Because she was doing research shit that looked like science. They were like, no, we are a magic city. We are not science city. Go away. What are you doing here? And there's more around it. But I'm not spoiling how exactly she got kicked out. Because that's in the story. But when she starts traveling by herself, eventually she meets someone who is basically a redstone engineer. And she has, while she was in Grimwick, again, I'm not saying too much because I don't want to spoil, she has met someone who has told her about engineering. Because every now and again, like, strangers travel to Grimwick, right? And if the townsfolk don't want to talk to you, if there's a stranger, you're like, I'm going to talk to you. And, yeah, so she knew about redstone. It's a bigger part of the story than, you know, only after. So all of a sudden, that attitude that people have always told her off about, like her trying to research things, her trying to analyze things, all of a sudden it is no longer a curse, it is no longer something to be ashamed about, it's an asset. Because an engineer has to be analytical. And eventually, the way I envisioned it before I started writing all of this, the way I like pitched the character to everyone else was, and then she started traveling, and eventually she discovered redstone before it is today. But she started traveling, and then she discovered redstone, and she found her own brand of magic. Because redstone to her is like magic. So, you know. Hi, Will. You were scared you wouldn't see me today? Well, hello. I'm here. I gotta sneeze. Hold on. Jesus. Anyways. I'm back. Yeah. So, character Deska. Thank you, Val. Why did I start the story? Because I was talking about... Right. So she seems very open and very interested in other people and very much wanting to make connections. But the moment the connections actually turn slightly deeper, she does kind of panic for a moment. She's like, oh, now it's getting scary. Because, you know, what if people get too close? Thanks, guys. There we go. Like this? Is that what they do? Wait, hold on. There we go. Yay! I saw someone do that, and I was like, if I were to try that, I would be like, no. Gotta practice that before you do that. Yeah, so she does want... She craves these deeper connections with people. But at the same time, it is so scary. Because when someone gets close, you have to let them in, but then also you're putting them in a position where they can hurt you. So she's very outgoing, very happy-go-lucky. She is, yeah, so excited about seeing different sides of the world beyond just Grimwick. But she's also still working through some shit. I'm almost sad that I didn't think of her full backstory before we actually started the SMP. Because if I were to go back and do it from day one, there were certain things that I would have changed just a little bit. But yeah. I think it's pretty cool. You're genuinely so excited to make the edit. Nervous to mess up? Oh, don't be. So it's totally fine. Listen, I love when people put time and effort and creativity into things. And as long as you do that, you cannot mess up. Because it's exactly what it was meant to be. Creative. And I love to see that. So yeah, I am also definitely going to do some Character Deska like videos where I just actually wear the clothes that I where I actually wear the clothes that I have for Character Deska. And so if you see any TikTok sounds or something, you're like, oh my gosh, you should do this, send them to me because I need more inspiration. Because I have a couple already, but the more the better. He wrote like 2 paragraphs of notes. Damn, I love that. I love that. Alright, but yeah, Wednesday, I will read to you Character Deska's background story. Question. Should we do we add a mini sub goal of like maybe 25 subs, and if we hit that, I read it in Character Deska cosplay? What time would the Wednesday stream be? I think around 9 p.m. Central European summertime. So, yeah. It's like 2.5 hours ago. We should, right? We should. It's 25 fair. It's a close one because there's only like 2 streams. Manage goal. Let's see if we can get it. If we don't get it, it's not the end of the world. End goal. 25 new subs. Read. See Deska story in See Deska cosplay. Alright, 3, 2, 1, a little bit of loud. There we go. Poof. Nice. Alright. I'm 100% gonna be reading it, whether we hit this or not. Do not worry about that. So you have more than earned chapter 1, and I'm way too excited to not do that anymore, so... You made me Deska on your Tomodachi Island? Oh my gosh. When Ethan played Tomodachi Island, Character Deska had so much riz. She was pulling people left, right, and center. I'm like, hello? Teach me. Teach me your ways, Character Deska. Only on Tomodachi Island, though. Couldn't be her in real life. Or like in the SMP. Which is not real life. But like, you know what I meant. That was a jump scare even though you said that. I know. It's so loud. I don't understand why. So I tell you guys every single time. But like, I mean it. Oh, she just met me, Ethan. Nice. How did that go? I loved watching those streams. I don't know why, but Character Deska got weirdly obsessed with the very tempting button, and they started a cult around it. And then eventually she moved on to something else. But if she had still focused on the button, I was this close to ordering a really big red button on Amazon and like kind of paint the stripes on it, and then for TwitchCon have everyone like sit, cause it was Ethan, Andy, Taylor, and Rachel. I would have made them sit with the button and me just go like, oh, and then take a photo. But then she moved on to something else. It's like, it's not funny anymore now. It was still funny, but less. You're talking? Aww, they're gonna be friends. Nice. Make them bond over Ethan's traumatic childhood. What was it exactly that he called it? Ethan's unfortunate childhood? I don't remember what it was, but it was funny. And then everyone and their mom started putting their noses in his business. It's like, oh yeah, I want to talk about Ethan's unfortunate childhood. And it was just two unrelated people and Ethan wasn't even there. Ethan's unfortunate childhood. Yes. Your ex is trying to be your friend again? Do you want to be friends again? Or are you like, fuck off? You're still at a loss for words? You keep your window shut to keep the heat out. But there's still a fly in your house. I know! My window has been shut. And I don't even open it at night because I don't want mosquitoes to get in. And there was a fly in my room. And then I turned off the lights in my room, opened the door, turned on the lights in the hallway. Whoop, fly is gone. Close the door. I go take a shower. I'm done in the bathroom. I get back in my room. The fucking fly is back. What do you mean he is back? So then I turn off all the lights and I stand there like with my phone like a lunatic. Like here, fly, come here, come to the light. And then I like held my phone like out the window and he kind of like went back and forth. I was like, fly out the window. Yook. Window closed. Finally gone. I don't understand how he got back. It was just... She blocked you on Snap, then DM'd you on TikTok after she blocked you and told you off. So just block her. But the issue is that most all of your friends are moving away from where you are. Ugh. That sucks. But still, if she is bad vibes and does not add anything to your day, freaking block her. Like, you don't need to explain... You don't owe her an explanation. Yes. Look, hello. How you doing? You guess when I opened the door? No. No, because it was in the hallway. It flew like away. And then when I came... So I closed the door. And then I went to... So it's in the hallway when I closed the door. I went to the bathroom, took a shower, did my shit. And I had to dry my hair. So it was like 45 minutes at least. Until I got back. And I opened the door. And flies in the backside of my room coming towards me. Like, what the fuck? There was no fly before. And then all of a sudden it's like, poof, a fly. And there was no two flies. I don't think there were two flies. I think the fly... maybe he crawled underneath the door. I don't know if that would have fit. That's the only guess I have. But he was back. It's like, what? There are like 5 in there. Oh no, Will. You're back and drawing Dionysus. And man, his lips are looking wrong. I just have to think of Behold a Man. That was the first thing that popped up. So yeah. Would you be able to see the edit anywhere else because I don't have TikTok? Yeah. On Instagram, definitely. If you tag me in it. Like, even if it's a story post, if you tag me in it, I will see it. Thank you, Minnie. And you can also, if you want, you can put it on the Discord. We have like, Discord isn't open on here. We have different tabs for like media and art and all these things. So you can put it on the Discord if you want. You hate and you mean to hate flies. I don't mind flies. I hate it when they somehow choose my hair as a landing pad and they just keep like trying to get in your hair. I'm like, go away. You have the entire room. I don't care. I don't care if you're here. Just not here. Not in my face. Go away. You put it in Discord? Nice. Yeah, mosquitoes are the worst when they wake you up and just like, ugh. I got really good at catching mosquitoes. When there's a mosquito flying around, I can one-handed just like, whoop, and I have like a 50-50 hit rate. Well, sometimes I just get them in the first go. Sometimes I like miss, but then the second one, I get them. They will not escape my grasp. Just the worst part is sometimes you get them, you're like, yeah, like, squeeze that shit, and then you open your hand like, god damn it. Or you're like, I think I missed. You open your hand like, hate that. I don't even care about mosquitoes either. If they wanted my blood, if they asked me for it, I would give it to them. I just don't like that it freaking leaves itch behind. It itches. And it's a red, like, if you get like a mosquito bite in your face, sucks. It's a red bump and it itches. You feel like they got smaller? No. There's like the tiger mosquitoes. those bitches are huge. And apparently they have like, I don't know if they have like the diseases or something, but they're not good. I've found multiples when we sit in the backyard. I hate it. Not good. Wait, what? What? Mia, that is not, that's not how that works. I'm torn. Do I allow that? Do I not allow that? I don't know. If men can't get pregnant, then why do we have shitterus in our butts? Oh, it's Limia. Limia, there we go. I just saw Mia. I was like, yeah. Limia, that's not quite how that works. Yeah, Twitch kind of auto-modded that. Because you said in our butts. That was the thing that they... Yep, okay. Hi, welcome to chat, Limia. Yeah, it's not quite the clitoris. Actually, biology lesson. Everyone, when you start out, like in the womb, every child starts out as a woman. And for the man, it kind of just... The clitoris, it grows into the penis. That's why it's in that spot, because it's in like the same spot as for the woman. But yeah, that your shitterus is the prostate. But yeah, I do agree with the if God did not intend for men to have sweet gay love, then why would they put your G-spot up your bum? I agree with that. This conversation got derailed. Yeah. I was like, I probably shouldn't press allow because it's gonna take the terms that I press allow on and it's training the mod for my channel. But I was like, I am gonna read this out loud because it is kind of funny. Real shit. Real shit. Truth. Yeah. But also, that's the wrong hold. There's nowhere where that leads to anything. So, you don't think we start as a woman? It's more that you morph into one and the other or not. Yeah, I think it was something like, hold on, because it's been a while since I deep dove into this. Do fetus start as female? I'm pretty sure that they do. Geneticists have discovered that all human embryos start life as female, as do all embryos of mammals. About the second month, the fetal tests elaborate like enough. So basically, it starts as like female, but it's not like. It is technically not a woman because, you know, there's the way we identify. If you look it up, there's multiple. This is from the National Institute of Health. .government. Oh, they're checking my browser. I'm not allowed to see. That's too much reading. But yeah, it is a valid actual theory. I was confused because the AI overview says not exactly. The fetus follows a default female developmental path unless over. Oh, okay. So the fetus starts and grows, and it grows on a female path, unless at some point the male hormones like override it and push it to the side, and then it becomes a man. So we all start as like, we all have the same blueprint, and it's like female shit, and then the male is like whoop, different one. So yeah, AI overview. It said not exactly, and I stopped reading because I knew that was not true. But then they followed up with the fetus follows a default female developmental path unless overridden by male hormones. So it's not even the DNA, it's the hormones. Huh. There's another very interesting thing, by the way, that when you look at DNA, like the DNA strand that carries like the X or the Y, like what you're supposed to be, the X, like double X, of course, is women, and then XY is men. And women always have two X's, so you always give like female DNA, and then the man either gives female or male DNA, so the gender of the baby is always determined by the man, which is shit because women got burned for getting just daughters when it was that man's fault. But Yeah, the X DNA is like, let's say it's like this big. The male DNA is like way smaller. There's way less there. And male DNA gets like reconstructed. I forgot the exact like terms for it. Because it's, again, it's been a while since I deep dove into these topics. But basically, male DNA, you can trace it back about 4 generations, and then so much has changed, you can't really follow like the male DNA tree. You can follow it through the female side of the families though, which is very interesting. So all the shit that men are like, oh, blah blah blah, legacy, like it's actually the female DNA that traces through. And I believe that they were able to trace all of the DNA back to about 8 women, and all of like today's people descended from those 8 women, which is really cool. But yeah, I forgot. Yeah, it's one of those things where you read it, and after you read it, you understand it, but then some time passes, you cannot explain it properly. But you still understand it, but you can't put it into words. You heard that also. Fascinating, right? It's pretty cool. But yeah, there's... These male hormones really screwed over my life being trans, you know? I'm so sorry. Yeah. The conclusion was that people started in 8 places. Yeah, something like that. I think there was something with 8 specific... Yeah. But, yeah, it's pretty cool. This can go. I don't need this. There we go. The bubbles can stay. Yeah, I forgot what it was exactly. Like, again, it was, like, a while ago that I really deep dove into the topics. But it's pretty cool. And also a bunch of things about like biological clocks. Where they were like, oh, and it was like some guy of like 50 years old that was trying to defend why he was into like younger women because it made sense biologically because a women's biological clock, blah blah blah, which is pure bullshit. Women's biological clocks are actually way better than a men's, especially when it comes to like reproduction, because women are born actually with all the eggs that they needed for their entire life. They already exist. Like, I'm not creating them, I have them, they just get released. But when men create sperm, that gets created sometimes on like I don't know how often, but like on a daily or weekly basis, that gets made. So the older you get, the more mistakes your body and your DNA makes, right? Which is only natural. But the older you get, and sometimes it's around, I think, 35? If you're a man and you're around 35, the quality is actually starting to decrease already. But women can carry much longer with less repercussions. But if a man is quote-unquote too old, which it's not too old, but like over 35, the risks are significantly higher for the baby's health, but also the mother's health, because you have to carry that pregnancy, you know, and it also impacts your body. So there's a whole bunch of stuff there. So yeah. Wait, so you have a set number of eggs? Yes. A girl is born with all of the eggs already in her body. We don't create them. It's not like, oh, it's time for my period, let's make an egg. No, they already exist. They're just released. So I don't know the exact number, but it's a lot. And you just have everything already. Also, another rumor is like the best sperm wins. No. The egg decides which sperm to let through. The egg is the one that picks the sperm, which is also pretty cool. But yeah. I actually think that's a good thing that we have the eggs already. Because like I said, it allows you to have healthier pregnancies until a way older age. And also, humans have like the female side of the population. The women biologically go through menopause at a certain age, but they still stick around. And we are, I think, one of 3 mammals that do that, have menopause. And that's really cool because that actually tells you that, biologically speaking, I think it was the example that they used were whales, I'm pretty sure. And it tells that when women are older, they're no longer there to reproduce, but they are there as kind of like the matriarch of the species. They carry information because they've been alive for so long. They have all this information, all this knowledge that they have to give through. It's a myth that humans start as female. It's close though because the X chromosome develops first, but it's neutral as first. Yeah, so on the blueprint, but if nothing changes, because the X chromosome is female. Female is like double X, so it's on the female blue. Because the way the what was it, the official government health thingy institution put it, it's like on the female path, and then if it gets like interrupted basically by male hormones, then it splits up. But like, I'll leave him the American one and not the Dutch one. But yeah, so everything does start out basically as a default, but women are like the default unless it gets changed into a different path. Because if it starts on the X, yeah, women are the X chromosomes. But then if you add a Y to it, you know, that's when it splits up. But it was technically in this line, but you can split off from that. So yeah, it's not necessarily like you start out as female, because I think the reason why it's confusing is because when you look at a person, if you're like, are you male or are you female, you look usually at their genitals, right? And the genitals are very different. But it doesn't mean that if you're a man, the fetus starts with like an extra hole and then the hole covers up or something. You know, of course that doesn't happen. So when you say like this is female, if you look at the fetus, it's just a clump of cells. There's literally nothing that we can physically see that discerns this as male or female. And that's why eventually it splits and then things start to develop. But things are so similar, like for example the clitoris growing out and like becoming the penis basically. Like there's so many things that overlap there. But yeah, it's like basically on the path of double X, but then it starts on X and eventually it's like, wait, hold on, here's some additional information, it's actually Y. Like, oh, we're taking a right turn. Poof. Yeah, I know genitals isn't reliable. Like there's so many things that, but also so many in-betweens with like hermaphrodites, with so many differentiations that you can make. Or like people that believe they are female, but like inside the body there's actually like genitals for other parts. Like that's also just a genuine medical condition you can have. But yeah, it's so tricky to define things like that. But because we're like, okay, this is female, how do you classify things as female? Like one of them is like an extra hole. And that's just not there yet because we're not at that part of creating the person yet. So I think classifying it as male or female, especially since like, I mean, I've read up about it, so I know quite some things about it. But if you compare me to like someone who actually knows about it, I know fuck all about it, you know? So it's very easy to feel like you understand something, but secretly we don't understand shit. So then they use a term and I have associations with that term. But then if you actually know what they mean with the term, my associations were completely wrong. So it goes very deep. So yeah, but it is interesting. I like those kind of studies. It's also good to just have more studies because, oh my god, just like studying the female body alone. I think it was 2023, they finally mapped out like the nervous system of like women, like in the entire pelvis. Because like epidurals and stuff, like when you have a difficult birth, sometimes they just like, you know, to make sure you don't tear, but they cut it so it's a clean break so it's easier to heal. Which there is also a discourse about whether or not they're doing that too fast, because apparently they've just been doing it and they shouldn't have been doing it. It's not always necessary. But also, turns out they have been cutting blind. There's a lot of women that have complications because they like hit nerves or something went wrong because they just cut it and they never really studied what they are cutting. But guess what? I think it was 1997. Don't quote me on the year, but it was way before 2023. They mapped the entire nervous system in the penis. Do you know how they mapped the women's system? They could scan it. They scanned the tissue, they just looked at all the nervous systems, blah, blah, blah. It's, of course, still a lot of work, but it was relatively easy. The reason why they didn't do it before now, I don't know. Because do you know how they mapped the penis nervous system? With a scalpel and a microscope. They sat down, dissected the entire penis, and just looked at all the shit in there, which is a lot of work. From dead people, okay? People who have donated their bodies to science. But that's a lot of work. And they were invested enough to do it for the male body. Then it happened to the female body. They're like, do we need to? You do need to! You're literally cutting like almost every freaking woman on pregnancy. What do you mean you don't? We didn't get research until 2023. Because now women are finally active in science and they're like, hey, maybe we should research women's bodies too. It's so strange that men were not interested in that. Yes, but also they didn't gain anything from it. I do think there's genuine interest, like, how would men and women like differentiate? But it would cost a lot of time and effort and money, and they could also invest it into other things. Because until recently, they rarely ever tested medicine on women as well. The standard for testing was a white men. Like, that was the average. And when we asked, why did you not test on women? They said, well, men's hormonal cycle, because men also have a hormonal cycle. Women's cycles are about a month. Men's cycles are about a day. So it's very consistent. You can predict what a man is going through on day to day. But for a woman, we have a full month. So the person I am today is different from the person I am in a couple of days. Especially when like luteal phase hits and stuff, can be a very big difference. Like chemically, your brain changes so much, and we didn't even realize that until recently. So when they asked, why are you not testing this on women? Well, women's hormones just fluctuate a lot, so the results aren't always clear, so we just test it on men. Shouldn't you be testing specifically on women if that's the case? Because clearly it's gonna affect us so differently that we're not even included in the test group because our results are so different. What do you mean? Sometimes I feel like feminists are not mad enough at the world. Because when you say feminism, it's all about like, like women have equal rights now, so we don't need feminism anymore. And some people take it as a personal insult when they hear someone is a feminist. They're like, yeah, but I treat women so well and I'm so nice to women. Yes, but it goes so much deeper than that. Did you know that until a couple years ago, period products were not tested with actual blood? They just had like blue colored fluids. And they were like, yeah, this absorbs water. It should probably absorb that as well. There's lead in tampons. There is heavy toxins in tampons and things that you shove in your body. And if you wear them for more than 8 hours, you can get toxic shock. What are we doing? So yeah, I'm going on a tangent, I feel. Long story short, every body is different. Literally, everybody's bodies are different. It's insanely expensive to test everything, so they chose the thing that works the best for the biggest group. Not the biggest group. Half the group at most. They didn't choose what's best for the biggest group because they didn't test on different ethnicities. They tested on white men. They said, well, screw women. That's half your population right there. They mostly tested on men because it was done by men. And they didn't care about testing for other people because it was so expensive. Everything they test, everything they do has a price tag. And unfortunately, at some point, they do a calculation and they say this will cost this much and it will save this many lives. Is that worth it per life? When we first had cars, there were no car, seatbelts. There were no seatbelts in the back seats of the car. Because if you're driving, there's always someone in the front seat. There's not always someone in the back seat. Back seats had less deaths than front seats, I guess. So they did a calculation. If we add seatbelts in the back seats, how many lives would that save? Okay, how much would it cost us to include back seatbelts in every single car? So then it becomes this many seatbelts and we save this many lives, but it costs this much. This divided by this is this amount per life. Is it worth it to us to pay that? To put seatbelts in a car so we can save those lives? And for a very long time they said no. Until we made better and better and better cars. And the cars go faster and there were more serious accidents. And people started saying like, hey, we want freaking seatbelts because screw you. And then they had to because there were like safety guides. But before that, there were no seatbelts. Seatbelts in buses. Some buses have seatbelts, but not all of them. Like public transport buses don't. But in general, they don't go onto the highway. They don't go as fast. And there's also, like, again, a whole thing of, like, will people use them? How much does it cost? How many lives can we save? So, yeah, it's the same conversation there, indeed. Oh, yeah. Beans, 100%. Even though it's their fault. Very sad. Oh, which crash tests? Not saying you agree. If you look at boob size, it's a huge difference. Yeah. So they chose a cheap option, men. But also the thing is, everyone who was making the decision, like, should we also test on women? All of the people that were voting on that were men. There was not a single woman in the room except maybe the secretary that was getting them coffee. There was no woman involved in that. So, yeah, very sad. But, yeah. But also, not even just, like, chest size. Like, women's bodies are proportionally different. Like, our center of gravity is lower. We are shorter, on average. There's so many different things that... Well, I'm... If you put me next to the average man, my body is very different. Like, men and women, I do believe we are equal in ways of, like, we have the same rights and shit, or we should have. But we are definitely not the same. We are very different. And then... Are you going to spend extra money and time and effort on all of that stuff? Or are you going to keep repressing women and kind of, you know... Because that was the way the system works. Because it put the men that were in power ahead. So why would they ever change it? But yeah. The cheap option is what companies choose most of the time when testing stuff. Unfortunately, they do. But I do think that we are, right now, at this time and age... There's, of course, they're producing way more than they were, so there's way more things that are being made where we're like, hey, that's not freaking safe, and they just don't care. But at the same time, there was no point in history before today where we were more aware of that this is happening. So there are changes being made, like both to like equality between genders, between ethnicities. Because again, I'm talking about myself, like my experiences as a white woman, but if you put me next to a black woman or someone of like Asian descent, we're also gonna be different. Our bodies are also not the same. And like there's so many differences there. Like it will always be that the ones that are in charge favor themselves, and sometimes they don't even realize that it's happening. But there's so many different things. Like things are tested on the average white man, but black men are different from white men. They're very different. Oh my god, I saw a video the other day, and it was, I'm not sure entirely what his ethnicity was, but there was a white girl and then someone with a dark skin color. That's all I'm gonna say about it. I don't remember what it was specifically, but she was like, can I touch your nose? And I was like, why is she touching his nose? And they knew each other. They were like, so she goes like, boop on his nose, and it goes like whoop, and he does not have cartilage in his nose. And apparently, like, again, we're different ethnicities. There's so many differences in our bodies. Like, I have cartilage in my nose. Apparently not everyone does that. The bones in the nose, yeah. And like some ethnicities don't have cartilage in their nose, which is what? That's not something you think about, right? And that's not something you can actively keep in mind unless you're aware of it. So if you're not, yeah, I know, it's crazy, because they just rest on their nose, and I can't even show you, but you see how this kind of like, you know, it just went like whoop. I was like, what do you mean? That is so cool. That is so cool. they can never get a broken nose. I wonder what the pros and the cons are for cartilage in your nose, because it might be like a weak point. Because if you get hit in the nose, but also does it help with like keeping it open better? I don't do we have any pros to it? I don't know. But that could also explain like the difference in like sometimes like especially if you compare like white to black, I don't know what the like proper terms for that are. Like lighter skin colors and darker skin color ethnicities. Usually like I feel like my nose is relatively like thinner maybe? Like just the flesh alone. But it makes sense if they have like stronger like tissue because they don't have cartilage to hold it up. And it's so cool. Max, you want my hair? You can't have it. I'm growing it out. Fun fact, I have donated my hair. So there are potentially still people walking around on this planet with my hair. It was very long. It was very thick. It was so thick because there's still like hair in the back. They put it into 2 separate braids. So I went to get my hair cut and I donated 2 wigs in one go. Yeah, wow, charity, I know. If you look at pigs, they look insanely the same, and still nothing was comparable between them, let alone with people. Yeah. You were born with your kneecaps squishy still? I'm trying to imagine what that would be like. Damn, it's so cool that that's like possible. You did that? You donated 4 wigs? Nice. I don't know how many I actually donated because one time I went to donate and I took it home. Because I don't know what happened, but they couldn't send it in themselves. So somewhere I have a bag of my own hair. I have a braid of my hair somewhere. I kid you not. It's like this long, I think. Maybe this. I have a braid of my own hair. Really true. If any of those people commit murder, my DNA will be at the crime scene. Yeah, but then again, I always sit inside and I don't do anything, so I don't think they would be able to place me physically at the scene of a crime. The breeze of being a shut-in. People are pretty cool. Fintic, hello. You're late, but you decided to stop by for a bit still. That's so good. Hey, people who are joining now, you know what we did? We hit the sub goal. So we're gonna read character Deska's background story Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central European Summertime. Not tomorrow, but the day after. Which technically, since it's 7 past 12, is tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna read it! I'm so excited! Oh! Sorry, I got a bit too excited there. You're gonna be in a Heathers the Musical production? That is so cool, Max. Oh, did they already cast? Do you know what you're gonna be yet? Is it ensemble? Is it like dancing or singing? Or are you a specific role? That's so cool though. Heathers is good. You're writing a book. I started writing a book for a friend. And then eventually we never finished that. Or like I never finished that. I have like the first 4 chapters. It's like 30 pages. But after this, I'm going to continue writing that because I'm so excited about it. But now I'm writing like the background for my character for the Minecraft roleplay SMP. Because I need to fundraise. Currently I'm streaming